What's happening, my WeldTube family? Alan here. So check it out. Before tonight's video, we have a very special announcement. We here at WeldTube have teamed up with Outlaw Leather, and we decided to start an online giving campaign. That campaign is called Defeat Childhood Cancer, and all proceeds will go to St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
So what is St. Jude's? They are a children's hospital that treats and researches the toughest forms of childhood cancer and diseases. Families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because all a family should worry about is saving the child's life. St. Jude solely relies on donations from people like you and me, so let's all do our part and donate. I know I will.
Now, YouTube has given us the option to place a donate button for nonprofit organizations. We chose St. Jude Children's Hospital. Whenever you hit the donate button, YouTube sends the money directly to St. Jude. If you like our videos or any of our videos have ever helped you pass a weld test, we ask all of our viewers to pay it forward and hit the donate button located on the side of the video if you're on a computer, or under the video if you are on a phone. And to get the ball rolling, Outlaw Leather has designed a Defeat Childhood Cancer t-shirt that will be given away for the first 50 people that donate $5 or more today. Instructions will be on the receipt email, how to claim shirt. All others will be able to purchase this t-shirt at Outlaw Leather, which all proceeds will also go to St. Jude. Together, we can help defeat childhood cancer.
What's up, WeldTube family? It's Isaac once again, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a 1-inch plate in the 1G position using MIG and FLUX core. Alright guys, so here I have my 2 plates prepped and ready to go. I went ahead and cleaned the bevel. I cleaned a 1/2 inch on the back. And I recommend for you not to put a landing on a 1-inch plate. The reason being because since the plate is so thick, you will not fall on your root. Now, if you're working on a 3/8 plate or even a 1/2 inch plate, I would recommend for you to put at least a 16th to a 3/32 landing, because a 3/8 plate cannot take the same heat that a 1-inch plate can take. Here I have my plate, a knife edge, no landing on it whatsoever. Same on this one, no landing. And my gap, I'm gonna put a 5/32 gap in it. I'm gonna put my spacer right in the back. Now it's very important that you have no high-low, because if you have high-low, you will miss the wall and you won't burn into it. So before you tack it, run your finger across on the back. Make sure you don't have any high spots or low spots, and if you do, try to fix your fit up. So right here, my fit up is good. I have no high spots, no low spots. Everything is flush and ready to tack. So now what you want to do is you want to put a tack on the top right here, and then one in the back right here. Again, do not put a landing on a 1-inch plate. You will penetrate. If you put a landing, you run the risk of not penetrating in your root and not burning the walls. Alright guys, so here I have my plate tacked and ready to go in the 1G position. When I do my root, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to start it, and I'm going to basically weaving back and forth, back and forth. You want to stay on top of your puddle. You don't want to get ahead of your puddle, because if you get ahead of your puddle, if you're going, and if you slip and you get ahead, you're going to end up throwing the MIG wire in the back, and you're going to get whiskers in the back, and that's what you don't want. So you want to start it off, go wall to wall, wall to wall, just like this, wall to wall, wall to wall. You could go side to side, or you could do backwards use. Backwards use also works very well. Whenever your gap tightens up, if your gap was to get very tight, the backwards use works very good, because you hit the edge of the bevel and you make sure you're burning the wall. You hit the wall, you hit the wall. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, if you notice that you're doing your root and all of a sudden you're going nowhere, and you see that your keyhole is getting very big, what you want to do is go on top of the wall and let the puddle cool down. Come up here, keep holding the trigger, and let it cool down. You're gonna see in your hood that the putter is gonna cool down. Once you see it cool down, then you can come back to it and start going again. If you see that it starts to keyhole again, come up the wall, let it cool down, and then start again, and then keep going. Back and forth, just like this. You're basically weaving the cup like TIG, but you're going backwards. The settings for my root pass that I did, I ran at 18 volts for my root and 200 wire speed. Now the way I like to run my root, I like to do backward use, just like this. If you notice that you're keyholing and you're about to fall in, climb up the wall and pause. And let your putter cool down and then go back into it. Alright guys, this is a root pass. Now if you're new to welding, it's very critical to get into the habit of cleaning your root pass. Get a wire wheel and wire wheel all the silica out of your root, so you don't run the chances of trapping it in your hot pass that will cause you to fail a bend test. Alright guys, I finished with my root pass. Now I'm finna switch to the flux core, and the first pass I'm gonna run it at 300 wire speed and about 24 volts. Now when I do my hot pass, I want to make sure I go wall to wall, wall to wall. All right guys, I did my hot pass. Now it's very important when you do your hot pass to go wall to wall. You want to burn this wall, go to this wall, fuse it, go to the other wall, go back and forth, back and forth. Now I'm on my third pass. Now I'm gonna turn up my machine. I'm gonna run it about 26 volts, and I'm gonna turn up my wire speed to about 400. Now you don't have to turn up the wire speed, but since I'm working on a 1-inch plate, if I keep it at 300, it's just gonna take a long time to fill it up. So I'm trying to hurry up and finish it fast. So I turned it up to 400 wire speed, and I turned up my volts to 26. Now for the third pass, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go wall to wall, from bevel to bevel, side to side, just like this. Side, 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 side. Side, side, side. I want that putter to hit this bevel edge, and I want to come over here and bring it to this bevel edge. Side to side, side to side. All right, now I'm done with my third pass. Now I'm not gonna weave anymore. Now I'm gonna go from the middle of this bead, and I'm gonna bring it over here to this bevel over here. I'm gonna go half and half. I'm gonna throw 2 beads on this fill. All right guys, now I'm gonna run the other pass. Now I'm gonna go from the other bevel to the middle of that bead that I just threw. Just like this. So now I'm gonna go from this bevel to the middle of the bead I just threw. So from here to here. From here to here. From here to here. From here to here, from here to here, from here to here, just like this. All right guys, so now I'm gonna run another bead. This time I'm gonna grab from right here of the bevel, and I'm gonna bring it to the middle of the path I just threw down. So from here to here. So now I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, from this side to the middle of the bead I just threw. Now, you don't want to weave too big, because the bigger your weave, the weaker your weld. Stringer beads will always be stronger than a weave. So try not to go over an inch on your weaves. Try to keep it at 1/2 inch to a 3/4. All right, so now I'm gonna throw a bead right in the middle. I'm gonna throw one right in the middle, from here to here, from here to here. Because if you look at it, it's kind of going in like a U. It's kind of going in like that, and it got a void in the middle. So what I want to do is I just want to run a stringer bead so I can make it flush, and then I'm gonna run a bead from this bevel to here, just like that. Alright guys, I'm done flushing my coupon, but when you flush your coupon, you want to make sure you're a 16th below flush. If you flush it out even, and when you run your cap with flux core, it tends to always build a high cap, so that's why you want to be below a 16 below flush. If you're too high, then your cap is going to exceed the 1/8 limit. Before I run my cap, I always like to make me a guideline. That way, when I run my cap, I don't run the chances of getting lost and not seeing where I'm going. So I always like to make a line. That way I can use that as my guideline. Now, whenever I strike my arc and I'm going with my puddle, always pay attention to the side of your puddle. You want the edge of the puddle to barely consume the edge of that line, about a 16. So always pay attention to the sides, the side of your puddle. So now for my cap, since I'm done flushing it, I'm gonna turn it down to about 300 wire speed, and I'm gonna keep the bolts at 26. Now when I'm doing my cap, I always like to do a guideline. That way my cap comes out nice and uniform, and it will also help you not get lost. So now for my cap, I'm not weaving anymore. I'm basically just dragging the puddle, just dragging it like this, just dragging it, dragging it, dragging it. But I'm paying attention to the edge of the puddle. I want the edge of the puddle to fill in that guideline that I just made. All right guys, so there you have it, a 1G 1-inch plate test with MIG and flux core. I also want to say donate to St. Jude's Hospital. Any amount helps, whether it be 50 cents, $1, $100, 200, to even 1,000. So please hit that button and donate to those children in need. Thank you very much and have a nice day.